Welcome to Leslie's Lovin' Oven. I'm Leslie, and today I'm going to share my recipe for a delicious, dense banana bundt cake with a peanut butter glaze. Although I like to make my cakes typically from scratch, this is a great time saver when you need one. So most people would agree peanut butter and banana is a winning combination. So whether it's a bake sale or a company for dinner or a simple casual birthday celebration, this cake is a big hit with our family and friends. In this bowl, I've combined the store-bought yellow cake mix, 3 eggs, 1 cup of water, a third of a cup of vegetable oil according to the box directions, but I also added a half a package of instant banana pudding. So I'm going to use my handheld mixer next to mix all those ingredients on medium speed, and then after that we're going to add 2 ripe mashed up bananas that I have here in this bowl, which is going to give it another layer of delicious flavor. Okay, so that's mixed well, and now we're going to add 2 ripe mashed up bananas. Get all of that in there. Oh, that smells just wonderful. And now I'm going to add a little bit of love. Okay, you have to add love, it's a cake. Okay, and I'm going to mix this on low just till all of the banana is incorporated in the batter. I'm using a standard bundt pan for the cake, and I'm brushing the inside of the bundt pan with just a little bit of vegetable oil, making sure that I get all the way around the pan and the middle. I poured the batter into the bundt pan, and now we're going to bake it in a preheated oven, 350 degrees, for 30 to 35 minutes. While the cake is baking, that's a perfect time to make the peanut butter glaze. Let me show you the ingredients you'll need. In this bowl, I have half a cup of creamy peanut butter. Here I have 1 cup of confectioner's or powdered sugar. And then here in this small bowl, I have some almond milk. We're going to need 3 to 4 tablespoons of milk, and today I'm using the almond milk. So we're going to combine these ingredients to make the delicious glaze that we're going to pour over our cake once it's cooled off. So I'm going to start by adding a little bit of this powdered sugar just to work it in, and 2 of the tablespoons of the almond milk. Okay, going to mix that in. It's going to be liquidy. And I like to add the almond milk slowly. This way, if you don't need as much, then you can add more of the powdered sugar without thinning it out too much. And then you'd have to add more of the almond milk. You can see it's becoming thinner. Now I'll add a little bit more of the powdered sugar. And what I like about this glaze is that it's not too sweet. Sometimes you have a cake with so much frosting, and it's one thing if you like that, but if you're looking for just something simple, this is a wonderful glaze to go over the cake, or even something as simple as brownies. Okay, now it's thick again, so you can see I'm going to add another tablespoon of the almond milk. Okay, and that should do it. Just blend it together really nicely. You can see it's pretty thick, a little thicker than I would prefer because again I want to glaze or drizzle it over the top of the bundt cake. So I'm going to add 1 more tablespoon of almond milk. So that makes for a total of 5. Okay, so I'll give that a final stir, and then we'll let that set up while we wait for our cake to finish baking. There we go, and this is the final consistency that I'm looking for to put over the cake when it's ready. Our cake finished baking at 34 minutes. I checked it with a toothpick that came out clean, so I knew it was done. And now I'm going to let it sit here for about 10 minutes and cool before I invert it onto a plate and then let it cool once again. After 10 minutes of cooling in the Bundt pan, I'm ready to invert the cake onto a cake plate that I've lined with a little bit of wax paper. Okay, so I've carefully got my towel and my fingers pressed to the side of the plate, and can't think about it, you just have to do it. And it still could be a little hot, so you want to be careful when you lift off the pan. And there it is. Oh, it looks gorgeous. It's a nice golden brown color and it smells incredible. So again, I'm going to let this cool off for another about 15 minutes. And then if it's cool to the touch, we're ready to glaze it with our peanut butter glaze. Now that the cake is completely cooled, we're ready to use our peanut butter glaze. And I like to use a small little whisk like this. I'm just giving it a stir. And then I just kind of like to run it back and forth over the top of the cake and then let it drip down the side. So I'll show you right here to start. Just like that, back and forth. Pretty simple. Let it fall. There we go. It's looking good. And I'll continue to do that around the rest of the cake. I like to finish the cake by adding some chopped roasted peanuts on top so people know there is peanut butter within the glaze. It gives it a nice crunch as well. And sometimes I even like to add a little bit of chocolate sprinkles just to give it more visual appeal. That looks perfect. So I'm going to let this set up and I'm going to serve this cake after dinner tonight. So I promise to save you a piece, and I certainly hope that you have a chance to try this recipe because banana Bundt definitely takes the cake.